Hi, this is Jillian Rees-Brown doing a follow-up to my interviews on Road to Possible. It's been quite the year. Friday the 13th in March of 2020, I was halfway through rehearsals for a new show with a wonderful company called Goat Howl Theatre, all young women plus me. And we were going to perform our show in April of last year at the Theatre Passe Muraille, which would have been my first opportunity to perform on that stage. But all the theaters shut down on the 13th of March, so we had nowhere to go, and we had to close. The company has since folded in this past year, so I'm hoping that they'll find a way to reignite themselves when we're able to get back together again. It was a wonderful opportunity for me because, as I said, I was the eldest. I was over 20 years older than the next oldest person in the group, and it was a physical theater company. So for me, as I had just been diagnosed with arthritis in January of 2020, I was hoping that I'd be able to keep up with them, and I was happy to find that I could. Once we started rehearsals, every morning we would have training, and I was really pleased to see that even with the arthritis, in fact, it helped the arthritis, that I was able to keep up and get better and stronger with these women. But once everything shut down, then I was at home and finding other ways to keep the creativity going and the physical. So I did actually end up getting physiotherapy and special arthritis program called GLAD that I've been doing over the past year and have just recently graduated from them. So I have a lot of tools in my tool chest now for dealing with any kind of pain from the arthritis as well. There was a woman in England, Hayley McGee, who's originally from Canada, and she started something at the beginning of the pandemic called the 15-Day Creativity Challenge. So I jumped onto that, and every day she would send us a prompt of something that we could do for at least 10 minutes. She specified that we would try to do 10 minutes of nothing but doing something creative based on the prompt that she had given us. So it could be a dance, a song, you could write something, or whatever felt creative to you for that 10 minutes. Set a timer and go. And hopefully by the end of the 15 days, we would have a new tool in our chest as well of something to do every day. We'd start building a habit of spending at least 10 minutes a day doing something creative. And through that, I wrote, I sang, I danced, I've had a wonderful time. And I ended up with lots of things that I can draw on for the future as well. And just that new habit of trying to do at least one thing for 10 minutes a day that would be creative. Then there was also the Convergence Theater, Julie Tepperman's company. And she realized that there would be all these artists that were left with nothing to do at the beginning of the pandemic. So they thought they asked people for donations toward something they were calling the COVID Confessions. And they put out a call to artists to make ourselves available, which we did. And she chose people among the artists that were available, to listen to a confession that a donor had contributed. So they would talk about something about the pandemic that they felt they needed to confess, and that we were then to create something artistic from that confession. So luckily I was chosen, and the money that was raised by the donors, they were able to pay each of the artists, I think it was $50, just to do some kind of artistic creation. And the quotation I got, or the confession I got, was a woman saying that she was happy that even though her parents were gone, that they didn't have to live through this. And I had just recently lost my mom in October before the pandemic. So I totally related to that. And I wrote a song that's up on YouTube now, was also on their website as part of the COVID Confessions. So I felt very proud of that. And it was also, it was very helpful for me as well to deal with something personal and something creative as well. And to honor my parents with this song that's now still out there and will last forever.